Did you know that Italy has seen 68 different governments in the past 77 years? Did you know that the EU saw 105,865 non-EU citizens ordered to leave an EU country during the second quarter of this year? This was a rise of 9%. The number of people returned to another country rose by 29% to 26,600. Did you know that Canada is joining the US and the UK in sanctioning those linked to Myanmar's military regime? The new sanctions target 39 people and 22 entities that Ottawa accuses of helping the military junta since it overthrew civilian rule in February 2021. Did you know that Barack Obama will be wading into Virginia's elections? Obama recorded 2 robocalls that will be sent to over 100,000 households in key battleground districts. Did you know that the U.S. saw a rise in southern border encounters in September? The figure rose to 269,735 from 232,963 in August. Total recorded encounters so far in 2023 add up to 2.47 million. Did you know that Vladimir Putin signed into law a bill revoking Russia's ratification of a major nuclear test ban treaty? The Comprehensive Nuclear Test Ban Treaty was started in 1996 and was eventually ratified by 178 countries, including Russia, though the US and China were never signees. Did you know that France aims to have over 400,000 electric vehicle charging points on its road network by 2030, including 50,000 fast charging points? Today, the public network has over 110,000 charging points, making France the second best equipped country in Europe, behind the Netherlands. Did you know that Spain's Canary Islands have set a new record for the number of irregular arrivals? Over 32,000 migrants have made the trip this year so far. Did you know that China sent 43 warplanes and 7 ships near Taiwan as part of a large drill maneuver? Did you know that a group of 23 senators sent a letter to the FTC requesting an investigation of ExxonMobil's proposed $60 billion acquisition of Pioneer Natural Resources, and Chevron's proposed $53 billion acquisition of Hess Corporation? The letter warns that the consolidations could hurt consumers. Did you know that the EU was estimated to hold 1.08 million illegal migrants in 2022? This was a rise of 59% compared to 2021, according to the European Commission. Did you know that Moldova blocked access to the websites of major Russian news media, including the Interfax and TASS news agencies? The Moldovan government alleges that the sites are engaging in an information war against the country. Did you know that the Biden administration has approved what is expected to be the nation's largest offshore wind farm yet? The Coastal Virginia Offshore Wind Project is expected by the Interior Department to produce enough energy to power 900,000 homes, while Dominion Energy, which owns the project, estimates the figure to be 660,000 homes. Did you know that the Biden administration threatened to veto a bill that includes military funding for Israel if it doesn't also include Ukraine aid? House Republicans previously unveiled a bill that would provide $14.3 billion in aid to Israel that also imposes cuts on the IRS. Did you know that Joe Biden leads a Democratic primary poll by Quinnipiac University with 77% support? Marianne Williamson trailed with 8. Dean Phillips followed with 6. Did you know that Biden administration has been pushing Israel for a temporary ceasefire for humanitarian purposes? However, it does not back a longer-lasting ceasefire. Did you know that the Biden administration is putting over $653 million to fund 41 ports nationwide to improve U.S. supply chain reliability? Did you know that the Biden administration will pay $440 million to install solar panels in Puerto Rico? This will lower energy costs for 30,000 to 40,000 single-family households and help improve the resilience of energy sources, according to the Department of Energy. The first installations are expected to begin in spring 2024. Did you know that Joe Biden's approval rating sits at 37% according to a Gallup poll? His disapproval rating sits at 59%. Did you know that Donald Trump endorsed Mike Braun in his run for governor of Indiana? Braun previously endorsed Trump's presidential bid. Did you know that Donald Trump leads Joe Biden in a head-to-head Emerson College poll with 47% support compared to 45% for Biden? Did you know that the European Commission is increasing its humanitarian aid to Armenia by 1.7 million euros to bring its total aid to over 12 million euros in 2023? This is in response to the situation in Nagorno-Karabakh. Did you know that the European Commission requested 100 billion euros from EU member states? This is despite up to 16 billion euros of EU funding not having yet been allocated, as found by Denmark and other nations. Did you know that the Biden administration announced a $425 million Ukraine aid package? It will include laser-guided munitions to counter drones, as well as over 3 million rounds of small arms ammunition and grenades, 12 transport trucks, winter gear, demolition equipment, munitions for missile and rocket defense systems, and 155mm and 105mm artillery rounds. Did you know that Donald Trump leads Joe Biden in a CBS News poll with 51% support compared to Biden's 48%? Did you know that Donald Trump leads an Iowa GOP primary poll with 43% support among likely GOP caucus attendees according to NBC News, Des Moines Register, and Mediacom? Nikki Haley and Ron DeSantis tied for second with 16% support each. Did you know that Donald Trump has endorsed incumbent Mississippi Governor Tate Reeves for re-election? Trump said that Tate's challenger, Brandon Presley, will do whatever Biden's people want him to do. Did you know that Donald Trump leads a South Carolina GOP primary poll by Winthrop University with 51% support? Nikki Haley trailed with 17%. DeSantis followed with 12%. Did you know that Glenn Youngkin previously said he does not expect to make an endorsement in the 2024 presidential primary? Did you know that the U.S. population is getting tired of politics? A Pew Research Center study from September found 65% of Americans reported feeling often or always exhausted when thinking about politics. Did you know that Donald Trump leads a South Carolina GOP primary poll by CNN with 53% support? Nikki Haley followed with 22%. DeSantis trailed with 11%. Did you know that a group of Senate Democrats are urging for a temporary ceasefire in Gaza to facilitate the delivery of humanitarian aid? Did you know that Andy Beshear ties with Daniel Cameron in a Kentucky gubernatorial poll by Emerson College? Each hold 47% support each. Did you know that Rick Scott endorsed Donald Trump for president despite having previously said he would stay out of the race? Did you know that Robert Kennedy Jr. is a leading choice for young voters? A Quinnipiac University poll found that Kennedy Jr. received 38% support among voters aged 18 to 34. Biden trailed with 32%. Trump followed with 27%. Did you know that John Fetterman introduced a resolution that targets Bob Menendez? The resolution would automatically strip any senator of their committee assignments and access to classified information if they are indicted on charges of mishandling classified information, acting as a foreign agent, or compromising national security. Did you know that Mike Johnson said that House Republicans would link Ukraine aid funding with border security into the same piece of legislation? Johnson previously voted against bills that provided or aimed to provide aid to Ukraine. Did you know that Robert Kennedy Jr. could be a leading choice for independents? A Quinnipiac University poll found Kennedy Jr. with 36% support among the group. Trump followed with 31%. Biden trailed with 30%. Did you know that Kevin McCarthy already has a primary challenger? David Giglio, who previously ran for a House seat, presents himself as a Trump-aligned figure. McCarthy previously said he would run for re-election. Did you know that the House passed a resolution condemning the support of terrorist organizations and anti-Semitism on college campuses on a 396-23 vote? The resolution calls out college leaders for not speaking out in support of Jewish and pro-Israel students and urges them to condemn all forms of anti-Semitism on their campuses and ensure Jewish faculty and students can exercise free speech without intimidation. Did you know that Vivek Ramaswamy is launching a $12 million ad blitz across broadcast, cable, radio, digital and direct mail? $8 million have been allocated for Iowa while $4 million have been allocated for New Hampshire. Did you know that Tim Scott has qualified for the third GOP debate? The senator announced that he has met both the polling threshold and donation requirement.